Today we'll discuss the list. So list is a mutable linear data structure of variable length allowing mixed type of elements, and it is enclosed in a square bracket. So L is equal to 23, 45, 65, and element it is separated by comma, and it is enclosed in a square bracket. In order to check what type of data type, you can use the type function type of L. So it will return the what type of data type. It is a list. You can see one more list, 21, 31, 41, right? And you can use function type to check what type of data type it is. So as it is enclosed in a square bracket and element it is separated by comma, so it is a list. So it will give you a list, right? So this is called as a list. So it is a mutable linear data structure of variable length allowing mixed type of elements, and it is enclosed in a square bracket and element it is separated by comma. And what are the features characteristics of Python list is, in list elements will be placed within square bracket and with comma separated. So to element it is separated by comma, right? And second property is insertion order is preserved. So what is meaning is the location of the element should not be changed often enough. It should be constant. So every time if you check that, the location of the elements will be constant. It should not be changed. So the 21 is located at the same position, 0 position, 0 indexing, and first indexing 31, second index 41. So it should be located same location even if it check any number of times. So the location of the element should not be changed. 23, 45, and so on, right? Sorry, L. Right? So this location should not be changed. So even if I check any number of times, the sequence of elements should be same order, should not be changed. So the insertion order is preserved. And what is next one is duplicate objects are allowed. So if you see L is equal to 24, 35, 24, 35, 36, and so on. So if you see here, the 24 is entered 2 times, 35 is entered 2 times. So you can add the elements so many number of times, right? Repetition can happen. That is called as duplicate elements are allowed. A single element can able to enter any number of times. So 24 you can enter 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times, and so on. So 35 also you can enter. Like this, any element can able to enter any number of times inside this. That is called as duplicate objects are allowed. Okay. And what is next property is heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects means in a list we can add 24, 53.6 comma string, right? So you can add integer, built-in type of integer, float, string, and so on. So this is called as, what is this property called as heterogeneous objects are allowed. You can add multiple data types like integer, float, string in a list. List is dynamic. We can increase the size of the list, right? So we can increase. Previously we are having 3 elements. Now we are adding 100, one more element. So this 100 is going to be added here. So we can increase or decrease in the size of the list. We can reduce this, right? So L dot pop. So we can remove one more element. So the final list is 2 elements. So we can increase or decrease the size of the elements. That is called as dynamic in nature. And what is next property is, we can differentiate duplicate elements by using index. So from one element to another element, duplicate elements, we can vary it with the help of index. Okay. Next thing is, suppose both positive or negative index. So if you see here, L is equal to 23, 45, 56, 78, like this, right? So for each and every element, there is some numbering will be given, sequence of all numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is called as index. See here. So if there are 6 elements are there, so it first element given numbering as 0, second element is as 1. So it will start giving numbering not from 1, start giving from 0. It is called as indexing, right? So this called as, simply you can say 0 indexing based. So zero indexing is the indexing starts from 0. Right? We are having two types of indexing, positive indexing, negative indexing. The location of this element is at 0 indexing. A is located first indexing, B is located second indexing, 20 is located third indexing, 30 is located fourth indexing, 10 is located fifth index. So this is called as positive index. It is going to travel from left to right. Positive indexing is going to travel from left to right, whereas negative indexing starts from -1. It travels from right to left. So here, if you want to access the first element, L of 0. So in order to access the first element, so we need to access L. Inside the square brackets, we need to give the location of this element. As it is a 0 indexing, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you give L of 0, we'll get the 23. If you give L of 1, we'll get 45. L of 2 will get 56. L of 3 will get 78. Okay, we'll get 78. So here, so this is called as positive index 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, right. So here, this is called as positive indexing. Positive indexing starts from 0. Whereas negative indexing, if you give, so L of 3 means what is the value got? 78. The same value you can retrieve based on negative indexing as L of -1. So we'll get minus 78. L of -2 means 56 will get. L of -3 means 45 will get. So this is about indexing. So index means location of a particular element inside the list. So if you positive indexing will travel from left to right. For negative indexing, it starts from right to left. In in positive indexing, it starts from 0, whereas negative indexing starts from -1. So in a summary, all these properties is given like this. So what is first property is order preserved. Order preserved means the location of the elements will not be changed. Right? We can predict that where that element is located inside the list. Next, second property is duplicates are allowed. So duplicates are allowed means one element can able to enter any number of times. So repeated, we can do this. Repetition elements you can see. So a single element, let us consider 5 is entered one time. The second time also you can enter 5. Third time also you can enter this. So here in this list, 1 is repeated 2 times. That is called as duplicate elements are allowed. Next, heterogeneous means we can enter integer, string, float, and so on. So combine of all this, right? So not only one data type, we can mix up this any data type. Next, dynamic means we can increase size of the list, like 6 elements, 7 elements, 8 elements, or 2 elements. We can add, remove all these things. Next, index-based locations. Just not only that. So there will be for each and every element in the index in the list, it gives some numbering location of that element inside the list. So in positive indexing, it starts from 0, whereas in negative indexing, it starts from -1. And next is mutable. Mutable is nothing but the value is located. Let us consider this here. So L of 0 is, what is this value? 23. I want to change this value from 23 to 100. So instead of 23, I want 100. So you can change that value. So that is called as mutable. So here if you see, instead of 23 got 100. So the value is going to be changed. Right? So there is a difference between dynamic and mutable. In dynamic, we can increase and decrease the size of the list. Whereas mutable is nothing but we can change the value. So instead of 23, I entered 100 here. That is called as mutable. Right? So here, next, what is the next we are going to discuss is methods or functions in Python list. So in Python list, we are having functions or methods. So functions, or we can call it as methods also. Right? First function is list. So here if you see list of 1, 2, 3. So these elements is converted into a list. So how can you recognize it is a list? As it is enclosed in a square bracket and element to element is separated by comma. Right? So this is how to convert a list anything. Right? And next function is length. Suppose here there are 4 elements inside the L. So you want to count how many number of elements. So what is the function is length, Len. Okay. So if you give length of L, you'll get total number of elements inside the list. So inside the list, how many elements are there? 4 elements are there. Okay. Next, if you want to count any particular number, how many times it is removed, it is present. Okay. Suppose in this L dot count is nothing but how many number of times a particular element is repeated inside the list. So in this list, 23 is repeated how many number of times? 2 times. It will count the number of repeated that element and it will give the number. So it is repeated how many number of times? 2 times. Suppose if I entered 65. 65 is repeated how many number of times? 2 times. Suppose if I entered 62. Right? Is 62 is not there inside the list. So we'll get answer as 0 as it is not present inside the list. The count is nothing but so a particular element how many number of times it is repeated inside the list. It will count and give the number. Next, what is the index? L dot index. Inside this, what is the we need to give is what particular number you want to find out index. Let us consider 65. 65 is located at what index? 0, 1, 2. So 65 is located at what index? It is located second index. Suppose another thing is there are 2 times is there 65. So which indexing will give me first occurrence? 65 is occurred here at second index as well as fifth index. Second, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth index also there. But it will give the first occurrence. Right? Suppose L is equal to L dot index 650. What is the answer we'll get? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So dot index is used it returns the location of that particular element inside the list. So what is syntax is list variable name dot index and inside the parenthesis we need to give what element you want to find out. For what element location has to find out. Right? Next thing is append. So here inside the list we are having 6 elements. I want to add one more element. In order to add one more element, I need to use append, right? So if I inside the append, what element you want to add, that you need to give. L dot append 200. What is the syntax is? List variable name dot append. Inside the parenthesis, we need to give what element you want to add, right? So it is going to add defaultly at last. So 200 is added at the last. Suppose if I given 205. So it is going to be add at the last. So the append is used to add one element only. This function is used to add only one element, not 2 or 3. One element. That element is going to be add at the last. Right? Next, insert. L dot insert. So insert is used. Suppose I want to enter at this location at one more value. Right? Suppose I want to enter 100 here. At 65 location, I want to enter 100. So where it is located 65 here? 0, 1, 2. Insert 2, 100. So what is syntax here? List variable name dot insert index location. What is index location of 65? 2. And what value we want to enter? 100. So repeat once again. List variable name dot insert index location. At what index location I need to give? second index is 0, 1, 2, and what value I need to enter? 100. So if you see here, this 100 is located at this location, right? So 23, 405, 100. Suppose if I want to enter at this location, 205 place, so you can give 0, sorry, here we need to count this one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8th location I want. So 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 8, comma 400. So what is meaning that L variable list variable name dot insert at the 8th index location I want to enter 400, right? So 400 comma 205, right? This is about insert. Insert, what is the difference between append and insert is append is used to add one element at the last, only one element at the last, whereas insert is at a particular location inside the list I want to add one element, we can use the insert. Next, extend. So here L is we are having this, and S is equal to nothing but 21, 31, 41. I want to add these elements inside the list. Suppose if I add this L dot append, yes, what will happen is these three elements will be added as a whole thing as a one element inside the list. If I use this one, see here, right? So here you see 23, 405 and so on. Last it will be added again in a square bracket. We don't want this, so we want that these elements into this list, right? So what I need is I will remove this one. So L dot pop means it will remove that, and if you see this, we get this. And what is this? This one. I want to add these elements into this list, right? Not again as a list, right? So what I need here is L dot extend as S. So what is the meaning of this? These elements has to come part of this cell, not as a separate as a list. So what I need do here, L dot extend S. So what will happen is this 21, 31, 41 is part of this list, not as a separate list. Okay. So this is about extend. So extend is used to add one more list into this list. Next, remove. What is the remove is L dot remove. I want to remove one particular value, 100. So it will remove the element which is there inside it, right? Next, L dot pop. Nothing but last element is going to remove. So in this list, what is the last element? 41. So again, if you ask, you get 31. So what is the list after modifying? You get this. If I use this L dot pop again, to remove 21. Okay. This is about pop, right? So stop here.